Hey everybody, out on the Cooloola Beach section, just coming up to Double Island Point. Used to be a shipwreck out here on the right. I forget what it was called and exactly where it was, but I'm pretty sure it's long gone now. But 30 years ago when I first came here, in those higher vehicles, Suzuki Sierra and a GQ Patrol, did those trips a few times from Noosa. And I'll tell you what, you know, these young blokes, I'll tell you what, those vehicles, they did cop a hard time and survived it. So credit where credit's due. Going to get up to Double Island Point. Bit of information perhaps, bit of scenery, bit of breeze today. So there is salt spray in the air. That's what that's what, if you're wondering, in case you're not aware of the situation. And of course, that's what makes everything rust and corrode, whether it's your car, your boat. Well, the trailer's going in salt water anyway, but of course your house or anything you've got within about probably, well, the closer you are, the worse it is, you know.
Continue for 1.5
Bada bing,
kilometers.
bada boom. Double Island Point. You know, tide's meant to be going out still, according to the tide. Again, unless I got it wrong, but pretty simple to read a tide chart. But what I'm looking at on the ground is it's already on the way back in. We've got wetness just on our left here since we drove up, more water. This vehicle here, yeah, you know, time to move, mate. I mean, he's relaxed, he's not worried about it. And honestly, that's why I said in my other video, when you park, turn sideways at least a little bit, because it's hard to tell in the distance if the vehicle's stopped and parked. Right, so we've got another one here. They're all pointing in the same direction. I reckon it's parked as well, but you know, just with the haziness of the weather and all this bada bing bada boomski, it's just hard to tell. So just even a slight angle, you don't have to be facing the water, just angle it up a little bit and then it's really obvious for people to know, yep, you know, I'm going to go through this Leisure track now, see what the cushion of it's like. Looks a little bit soft on the exit just here, but no need to go too crazy. I'll just back it off as I get there for a smooth exit, since there's rubber mats there and I've got plenty of traction. So just a little bit of momentum up to it and bada bing, away you go. A lot of people, I think, get stuck there as well. Yeah, I mean, even through here, you can see it's well used, deep ruts both sides, you know. A little bit bouncy if you go too fast, see that? Ooh, just take it easy, tyre pressures. And if you didn't get it right the first time, you can just stop and let them down. I'm on 25, no dramas. It's pretty high beach pressure for highway hard sand driving, which is different to soft sand driving, completely different to other areas of Australia. Okay, so somebody else reckons low tide's 11:30, not 10:30. So, okay, maybe. And there's a little bit of water I had to drive through, a couple inches deep. I picked the shallowest spot. It is salty, but it's not, so there must be a bit of fresh mixed in. But it is running out. A couple of little lagoon areas here. So I've come down and gone left. Go another way. You can go around out to the point. You've got to have to drive through a bit of a depth of salt water to do so. So yeah, not ideal. And I think I heard him saying, yeah, go into low range to go through that bit. So we'll see, eh? Get ready for action in this soft stuff. Move over another one to the left for this bloke. Give him a bit of room. Since he's for it. And I can already see from here, nah, there's not much beach down there. The waves are washing right up to the top of everything. There's sticks and trees and debris to get past. I'm not saying you can't do it, but I don't think I'd bother. With a low tide, with waves, and whatever, you could, you know, jump in between the trees and whatever's going to be down there. But in my honest opinion, everyone stopped here. I don't know if they're waiting for the tide or what's going to get better, but there is cars going down there, that's for sure, but I don't think so. So gonna go and have a look at it. Lots of cars going up and down, so sounds like a bit more fun than when it's plain and boring. So we'll go and check it out, and hopefully we don't end up too famous with the famous people trying to get around the rocks. So this is where the fun begins. If you look in the distance, not these stop cars, there's one the other side of the trees, bottom of the picture for you guys. He's waiting for the waves, so you got to duck through below the sticks. I don't know if he's going to crack it and turn around because he keeps moving around there. He's definitely having a bit of trouble at the moment, waiting for, you know, so you got to really time it right. It can be very time consuming trying to pick it out. There he is, he picked it beautifully, came through while all the water was out. Nicely done. And maybe that's the worst of it. Another one going our ways, just ducked through. Right where I am even. Water on the right. Only probably 7-8 metres away. So with the waves, but there's a van, like a high-ace van out the other side there. So he's either got through or he's come from the other end of the beach. Not sure which one. I don't know if you can see it in the picture, but we've got the van over there. He's actually in the water already. He's making some wrong moves just behind the antenna. He's about to drive out into the ocean. Right, I suppose you could do it in two separate bits. These people maybe don't mind driving in salt water, but for me, now's the time. You'd have to be quick though. No, next wave's coming in, so I'm not moving now that they're clear. That's us. And hit any rocks, stay up high, try and take it slow so the water, what's left there, doesn't go any further than it needs to. And now we're clear. Bit of water running off from around the logs and that. We get up the top of the beach, continue our journey till you get to the next lot. You got the same scenario here, basically same sort of scenario. Bit of a stretch. Oh, and I forgot to video it, but beautifully done once again. Alright, let's boot it up this beach. We've got about, well, there's about 10 k's to Rainbow Beach. There's some rocks and stuff. I'm not sure how many of these cars are just going up and coming back. I haven't been up this section of the beach for years. I have done it a few times, but I would say I haven't actually done this section for probably over 10 years. So there you go. It's a bit of an adventure. I'm on my own. Like I said, no recovery gear, a bit crazy. But I've got spare cars, I've got experience, I've got my little $7 tyre pressure gauge to let the tyres down, and I can move fast if I need to. Alright, about a K into the drive, the beach is starting to widen up and look more like a beach and give me a bit of space. I feel better about that. Actually moving along at about 60 k's, which would tell me in only 10 minutes thereabouts. I should be around Rainbow Beach if this continues. Hopefully the only other challenge is getting around those rocks, and it's no different to those trees. Adds a bit of adventure to it, but you don't want to get it wrong, you don't want to rush it, and really you don't want to give your car a saltwater bath even if you don't lose your car. It's not ideal, but a saltwater bath and making it is better than not making it. So don't make a crazy decision where you go for it and you've timed it wrong, and then maybe you stop right in the middle of it for a change of plans that isn't the best change of plans. So yeah, back onto decent beach here. So the worst of it is right near the start, near those trees, and even the beach is a bit lumpy there. So yeah. Nah, there's not too many people coming down this beach. When the tide comes in, you're a goner. Fresh water running down, that's what you want. Plenty of space on the beach here at the moment with low tide. I reckon we're about halfway to Rainbow Beach. So there is a few other little sticks and rocks. But that set of rocks back there, beautiful, just on the inside of them. Happy days. We've got the gymnasts up here, we've got the cartwheelers on the beach. It's a 40 zone here, and you still got to keep an eye out for the odd random rock in the sand, so watch out for that one. Mate, what are these boys doing? Aren't they meant to be at work? Nobody does any work these days.
Wow, car one. Here's the handhelds already. It's been like...
Just stop for a minute and have a look at this beach. Rainbow Beach, and that's Double Iron Point in the distance. Mate, what a beach. I don't know, I think we all love a nice beach, don't we? Beaches are awesome. Okay, we've got another patch of rocks we've got to get past here without getting salt on the car. There, the water's out actually. Now's a good time to do it. The waves are just up here. They're going to be back again soon, but this is an easy one. And we want to go over this slow as we can to not get the salt water under the car. Beautiful. I should hear this young bloke yakking. He's running a tour. He called the Great Barrier Reef an underground spot. Underground. I think he meant underwater. Anyway.
During cyclone season,
Well, let's leave it rolling, I guess. This is the very popular Rainbow Beach area.
Those sand dunes are the only thing stopping the water and keeping the island held together. So the license to do this tour, the contract, if we drove on those sand dunes, they would rip that contract in half. They would say no more tours for you guys.
You used to be able to go straight up the beach all the way to the point back in my day, but not anymore. So now's the time to take the centre diff lock off, because we're not going to need it, and take the beach exit into Rainbow Beach and find some breakfast at 11:15, low tide. Alright, well, let's have a quick look through Rainbow Beach, the town itself, and we'll wrap this one up as well. A little bit more beach driving, scenery, information, bit of entertainment. We made it through. Of course we're going to make it through, but it's all about making it through without getting the car washed in salt water. So yesterday I googled the tide and it said low at 10:30. Maybe it's worth checking a couple of different tide charts. Someone else reckoned it was 11:30. Around the other side of the point, it looked like the tide was still coming in, but around this side of the point, you could see it was certainly going out. So maybe that's a thing. So talk to people in the know that know more than me. People in the know before you go, if you're going to go around the trees and the rocks and all that, because I reckon you want to be really at low tide. If you had no wind, you're laughing. Right, this is the little town, Rainbow Beach. Down one side, we'll spin around, back up the other. I've spotted the bakery. Pretty much that's the end other than the servo, so we'll just spin around here. And bada bing at the bakery with the red sign, the first car park we get. Bakery is just here on the left. Hopefully they do a good pie. I might check the reviews before I go in, and I could also choose something different as required. And you know what? I think I remember going to this shop a number of times, been here for years. Might add a few t-shirts from there, I think. Bada bing, bada boom. Catch you on the next one.